the corruption had begun.
There are laws on the books that allow judges to be impeached and removed from office, but oftentimes they're not enforced. The technical term for what we're talking about here is obstruction of justice, and that's a crime, but people confuse that because these are the people that are supposed to be enforcing the law and creating justice. The problem is that judges are very powerful, and absolute power corrupts absolutely, and some of them will succumb to the temptation to manipulate people and to enforce their will on other people for personal motives just because they can do it. And that has to be stopped. That's a problem that will destroy our society if it's not combated. And the suffering that people and their families go through when judges use their power in a selfish, what I would call psychiatrically a narcissistic way, is just beyond belief.
Well, as I said, that gives you an overview of a lot of what happened. And there are some recurring themes that I want you to keep in mind. First and foremost, this child never received a full evaluation by a mental health care professional, never received any kind of significant counseling or help. Also, you heard Patricia's former attorney testify that there were previous findings by regulatory agencies that there was reason to believe that sexual abuse had occurred. And I'm going to go over some of those in detail here in a moment. Another theme is that the Dallas court, and I've got to tell you now, this case was eventually transferred to Collin County, which is another rather lengthy subject that we will get into. The Dallas court did pay attention to some of the evidence of abuse. The court in Collin County disregarded it, never gave it any credence, really didn't allow it into court at all. So those are some themes I want you to keep in mind as we go forward. You saw some excerpts from hearings. One of those hearings showed a judge making a ruling from the bench. That hearing took place on July 18th, 1989. It was significant for at least 3 reasons. First, it was the last hearing in Dallas County before the case was supposedly transferred to Collin County. Second, it was the last time that any court made any effort to really investigate the allegations of abuse. And third, it was the last legal as opposed to illegal hearing that took place in this case.